You see, I crossed the line. I stopped being a consumer. I was diagnosed with schizophrenia in 1981. I went through 10 years of our psychiatric system being cured, without ever reaching cure. I went into the system hearing 6 voices, and I left hearing 7. So much for their magic pills. And every time I asked to speak about what was happening, people would give me more medication. That was the response, to kill the messenger, not to listen to the message. And we have a responsibility in there. You see, we talk about the system as if it's external to us. I'm part of the system. I work in mental health. That pays my mortgage. It pays for my children, and we've got 7, so it takes a lot to pay for them. It pays for our holidays. It pays for all those things. That means I'm part of this system, because I take money for what I do. That makes me part of this system. And if I'm part of that system, then I have a responsibility as part of that system. And my responsibility, I believe, is to stand and to challenge the status quo, not to accept it. And I believe that Gandhi was right. We don't challenge it by fighting it, because we'll never win. We challenge it by doing our job. The midwife of the soul. Our job, the midwife. Let's look at the role of the midwife. Right. How many people here have had a midwife? Right. See, we do things in partnership in Scotland, okay? Right. And the midwife's job is to deliver the baby, yeah? No, that's the mother's job, yeah. The midwife's job is to assist the mother in that delivery and to walk with the mother on that journey and to be there step by step as the mother comes to that point of delivery. I always say the midwife, like, her job's to catch a baby. Yeah, that's her job. She's a catcher. She doesn't deliver. The mother delivers the outcome. And our job as a workforce, as midwives of the soul, is to deliver. No. Our job is to walk alongside our clients as they deliver the outcome. To walk beside them, to empathize, to be part of that journey, to feel privileged as part of that journey, to know that we are there because we've earned that position of trust with that client. You see, trust is not something you should be given. We shouldn't take trust for granted. Trust is something we as a workforce need to earn. Every single time we work with somebody, we need to re-earn that trust. You know? Because in that journey, what a privilege we have. Very few people are given the privilege to walk the journey with a person. Very few. You know, and when we get that privilege, that means we should see what we do not as a job, not as something that happens during office hours, but something that is special, that's real, something that's about engaging with people, that every time we meet someone, we become another opportunity in both our lives and their lives to see change happen. That's a privilege. And it's a word that we don't like using anymore that I put beside privilege. It's the privilege of service. The privilege to serve your community. The privilege to serve a family. The privilege to serve an individual. Words we are losing in this idea that somehow we are a workforce, that we are workers, that we are scientists. This drive to turn psychiatry and nursing and psychology and all these other disciplines into sciences is a crazy drive. We are not scientists. Psychiatry can never be a science. And we, colleagues, in this world of mental health, in this work we do, in this, with these people, in this privilege that we have, we are not scientists. We're never meant to be scientists. We are artists. There is an art to working with people. And in all arts, there is a little bit of science that we use, but that's not what's important. It's the art that's important. It's time for those of us that are in the mental health professions to recover our professions. Never mind recovering our clients. Let's first recover our professions. Let's claim back that which is ours. The privilege to walk alongside someone in their journey. Let's reclaim that. Because when we reclaim that, when we recover, when we understand that process of recovery, we can then work with people in the same process. We then become artists again. And so, I don't know, how many people work in the system here? Right. How much of your time spent in paperwork? Lots, isn't it? They're always giving you bits of paper to fill in. Why? So some bureaucrat somewhere can put it on a database and make himself feel good. You see, this is where we've lost the plot, colleagues. Bureaucracy is meant to be the servant of the system. We've allowed it to become the master. Bureaucracy now tells us what to do, rather than we using bureaucracy to enable what we do. And we cannot blame the bureaucrats. We have to blame ourselves. Because the only practice we are responsible for is our own. We have to take that responsibility and say to them very clearly, give me my profession back. We want to recover. What's wrong with us standing and really challenging the status quo? Because until we do that, we will be as stuck as many of our clients. That's the real challenge.